All right, the Canadian police say the investigation into the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar is active and ongoing attempts that he had made. The killing of Khalistani separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar remains an active ongoing investigation. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which is the RCMP, has said that the probe is still ongoing. It's an investigation that they are still delving deep into. Remember, nobody, not from the authorities, have been able to conclude who were the gunmen, the two gunmen, masked gunmen, who blocked his way at this Gurdwara, where he held a lot of sway. He was literally in parts controlling this Gurdwara in Surrey. This is where, literally in the parking lot, he was killed by two gunmen. Who has done it is still not clear, but somehow Canadian Prime Minister said that India has done it. Indian agents are involved. Let's go across to Anisha Mathur, who is currently in Surrey. Anisha, you've been sending us brilliant reports about, at least for us to understand, what really is the ground sentiment, the visuals on the ground. We saw that the flags and banners are still there. But apart from that, the authorities are still investigating in this case, and they're still looking at what exactly happened, must be looking at all sorts of evidence possible too, specifically digital. What are you picking up on the ground? You tell me, Anisha, what is your assessment?
Well, Pooja, we're seeing a very strange situation here in Canada where absolutely everyone I have spoken to says, well, there is very little support for this Khalistanis, that these are a very small number of people, but very clearly they're a very aggressive and very, very present minority, if they are a minority. We've seen the way, that politicians have come out asking for investigation. We've seen how the political landscape of Canada is looking at all of this. And very clearly what we're picking up from the people here, at least, is that everyone is concerned about the influence of these Khalistani sympathizers. They're looking at political power that they wield, the economic power they wield, the fact that they are in fact in the Gurdwara, controlling the Gurdwara committees of at least two major Gurdwaras in the BC area. And what is even stranger is that while people are openly saying that we don't support them off camera, on camera, nobody is ready to criticize them per se. There are very, very few people actually speaking out openly against these people. Of course, we've now gotten the information from the police, the RCMP, saying that the investigation is ongoing, that it is an active and ongoing investigation, that they do not want to comment on the specific evidence collected by the IHT. But the fact that the Prime Minister of Canada spoke in Parliament on this issue is also something that he is being criticized heavily by the people here, by the politicians here, who are asking questions on what actually is happening with this investigation. What is also very clear is that a lot of people are seeing this as a political stunt, as something that may be being used for the sake of political point making, for the sake of the very, very narrow vote margins that Canadian politics see. So there's a lot of speculation on the ground, but nobody seems to be really speaking out against these people.
No, it's understandable. You know, many of them have been gangsters, criminals, and to be making any point right now when two countries are literally at a diplomatic war also is not easy. There is, of course, we can understand the concern, the fear, the dilemma that many of our Indian origin members will say, and yet Anisha Mathur has been able to get us not only pictures but voices from the ground as well. And the fact, a reminder for the viewer watching right now, there is no conclusion on who killed Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The police in Canada are still investigating into it. And yet the Canadian Prime Minister made the statement that he did in floor of the House. I appreciate you joining us, Anisha. All the very best. Looking forward to your coverage.